5G is on.
Embracing a new world. Just 6 months ago, Huawei was seen as the technology of the future. But now a U-turn is in the air. Tomorrow, the government is expected to announce a retreat on allowing Huawei a toehold in the UK's 5G network. The National Security Council will decide on what is expected to be a two-stage phasing out of Huawei technology. In the first place, a date will be set for banning new Huawei equipment in the 5G network. Tory rebels want that to be the end of this year or the beginning of next year. A second deadline may also be set for the removal of existing Huawei equipment from the UK's telecoms network. Rip-out must be achieved by the time of the 2024 general election, say some rebels, though others are happy to give telecom companies a few more years to adjust.
The eyes to the right.
A monumental change in direction by a Prime Minister heading for certain parliamentary defeat after a close shave in a March vote, according to Tory rebels.
They're coming for you, they're coming for you.
They object to Huawei on the grounds that it's bound by Chinese law to help Beijing's intelligence work, a claim rejected by the company. Rebels say their numbers mushroomed in recent months after fresh reports about Beijing's treatment of the Muslim Uyghurs in Western China and the imposition of a new security law on Hong Kong.
Huawei is a company we may not do business with at all.
A pragmatic move on Huawei, say Whitehall sources, in light of US sanctions which ban the company from using US microchips. The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre says that now raises questions about the safety of Huawei technology. The change of heart by the government is a far cry from January, when Britain gave Huawei the green light to play a limited role in the UK's 5G network. One senior security official said to me at the time, "We're not naive about China, but base stations are the wrong place to stage a showdown." But that showdown is now here. In apparent victory, a leading rebel pulled his punches.
Do you know, I don't really care whether it's an S-turn, U-turn, V-turn or no turn, as long as they do the right thing. And the right thing from the beginning is that Huawei, already known as an untrusted vendor, already locked to the Chinese government, already close to the Chinese security services, already involved in setting up security systems in Xinjiang province and suppressing the Uyghurs, this company should not be in our 5G and shouldn't be in all the other systems that we use. So it's right if the government tomorrow says they're leaving, I will go, great. When by? I want to hear by the next election. If they do all of that, it's not a U-turn, it's not any kind of turn, it's just the right turn.
A former national security advisor who supported the initial decision on Huawei says the government had no choice but to change tack.
Britain knows the Huawei kit very well because British experts have been dismantling it and checking it for bugs for years. And our experts could see a way of having a risk-managed solution. There are no zero risks in this life, but keeping Huawei on the edge of the network, mixing it with other suppliers' equipment, they thought was perfectly satisfactory, and Boris Johnson's government accepted that. So what we now have is the Americans coming and imposing harsh sanctions on Huawei, forcing Britain to do a U-turn, having now to rely on just two suppliers. And the most extraordinary thing in this for me is that although the Americans have decided this is critical to their national security, there is no American solution.
Lord Heseltine, who sat on the Cabinet Committee that worked on the handover of Hong Kong, says the UK should engage with China with its eyes open.
I went there, first of all, in 1973, and I have met many of their leaders since. They run their country in a totally different way to us. First of all, it is a communist society. But secondly, they have a strategy as to what they intend to achieve, and they do it.
Decision time. The challenge for the government is to act in a way that does not slow down access to new technology.